Hey everyone, whether you're joining us from your living room, a cozy coffee shop, or even on your commute, I want to give you a big, warm welcome. Welcome to Simple Law Academy, where learning about the law is about to get a whole lot friendlier and more approachable. Go ahead, pull up a chair, settle in, and make yourself comfortable. This isn't your typical classroom with stiff chairs and endless lectures. Here, we believe learning should feel inviting, relaxed, and even a little bit fun. Maybe you've always thought law was confusing, intimidating, or just not for you. If that's the case, you're exactly where you need to be. We're here to flip that idea on its head and show you that understanding the law can be simple, engaging, and even empowering. Think of this as a friendly conversation among curious minds, not a formal lecture. We're all here to learn together, no matter your background or experience. The law isn't just for lawyers, judges, or people in fancy suits. It shapes our world every single day, and it's meant for everyone, students, parents, workers, and neighbors alike. You absolutely deserve to understand how it works and how it affects your life, your rights, and your community. At Simple Law Academy, our mission is to pull back the curtain on legal concepts that might seem mysterious or complicated at first glance. We take big, sometimes intimidating ideas and break them down into easy, relatable pieces that make sense in your everyday life. Our goal isn't to turn you into a lawyer overnight. Instead, we want to give you the confidence to know your rights, ask good questions, and make informed decisions. We'll use real-life examples you can actually relate to, skip the confusing jargon, and always speak in plain, simple English. At its core, law is about common sense, fairness, and making sure everyone gets a fair shot. It's not about memorizing rules, it's about understanding how things work and why. This is a journey we'll take together, step by step, supporting each other along the way. No question is too small, and every curiosity is welcome. So take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to discover that you really can understand the law, no matter where you're starting from. You're more capable than you think, and you might even surprise yourself with how much you can learn. Let's make learning about the law easy, empowering, and maybe even a little bit fun. Ready to get started? Let's do this. Welcome aboard to Simple Law Academy. Be honest, when you hear law, do you think of confusing words and endless rules? Legalese, those strange terms, makes law feel like a secret code. The law is huge. Federal, state, local, criminal, civil, business, internet, you name it. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. TV and movies make law look dramatic and exclusive, but real law is about preventing problems, not just courtroom battles. The biggest hurdle? Fear of making a mistake. That fear can keep us from reading contracts or asking questions. But knowledge is the antidote. Understanding the basics builds confidence. We're here to help you overcome that fear. Let's make law approachable together. Our mission at Simple Law Academy is to make legal knowledge accessible to everyone. We break down barriers and translate legal jargon into plain, practical language. No jargon, just real-world examples you can relate to. We'll talk about your phone contract, not ancient railroad disputes. Our lessons are building blocks, starting simple and growing your understanding step by step. You won't memorize endless cases. You'll learn the principles behind the rules. When you know the why, you can spot unfair terms anywhere. We want you to feel confident, not anxious, when facing legal documents. Legal knowledge isn't just about avoiding problems, it creates opportunities. It helps you protect your ideas, start a business, and be an informed citizen. Our mission: empower you with the law. Let's start with the basics. What is law? It's a word we hear all the time, but what does it actually mean? Why do we need it, and how does it shape our everyday lives? Understanding law isn't just for lawyers or judges, it's something that affects every single one of us, every day, often in ways we don't even notice. At its core, law is simply a set of rules a community agrees to follow. These rules help us live together peacefully, solve disagreements, and make sure everyone knows what's expected. Imagine trying to play a game without any rules. Chaos, right? Law gives us the structure we need to function as a society. Think of it like family rules, but on a much bigger scale. Just as families set guidelines for chores or curfews to keep things running smoothly at home, societies create laws to keep order and protect everyone's rights. In the United States, the US Constitution is the ultimate rule book. It lays out how our government works, what powers it has, and most importantly, it protects our fundamental rights and freedoms. It's the foundation that all other laws must respect. Every other law, whether it's made by Congress, state legislatures, or local governments, has to follow the Constitution. If a law goes against it, that law can be challenged and even struck down. Statutes are laws passed by elected officials. These cover a huge range of topics, from immigration and education to traffic rules and taxes. They're written down, debated, and voted on, so everyone knows what the law says. Local ordinances are like statutes, but they deal with issues close to home, things like where you can park, when parks close, or how loud you can play music at night. These rules help communities address their unique needs. Then there's case law, which comes from judges' decisions in court cases. When judges interpret laws or the Constitution, their rulings set examples, called precedents, that guide future cases. This helps keep the law consistent and fair over time. By following these precedents, courts make sure similar cases are treated in similar ways, which is a big part of what makes the legal system fair and predictable. You can think of the law as a series of nested rule books, from the national level all the way down to your local neighborhood. Each layer adds more detail, but all must fit together under the Constitution. Together, the Constitution, statutes, and case law create the framework for our lives. They shape how we interact, resolve conflicts, and protect our rights, even when we're not thinking about it. Law is about keeping things safe, orderly, and fair. It's not mysterious or out of reach. It's practical, and it's here to help us all get along and thrive as a community. And the best part? You don't have to be a lawyer to understand it. With a little curiosity, anyone can learn how the law works and why it matters. Let's talk about contracts, those agreements you make every single day, often without even realizing it. You might think contracts are just for lawyers or big business deals, but the truth is, they're woven into the fabric of our daily lives. Every time you interact with someone, make a purchase, or agree to terms online, you're likely entering into a contract, even if it doesn't feel formal. A contract is simply a legally enforceable promise between two or more people. It doesn't always have to be written down on paper with fancy signatures. Sometimes it's as simple as a handshake or a verbal agreement. For example, when you buy coffee at your favorite cafe, you're making a contract. You agree to pay a certain amount, and in return, the cafe gives you a hot cup of coffee. It's quick, it's simple, but it's still a contract. For a contract to exist, there are three key ingredients: an offer, acceptance of that offer, and something valuable, exchanged, what lawyers call consideration. Without these, there's no contract. So, when a store offers you a shirt and you accept by paying for it, both sides are exchanging value. You get the shirt, the store gets your money. That's a contract in action. But if you simply give your friend a gift with nothing expected in return, that's not a contract. There's no exchange of value, just generosity. Understanding how contracts work is like having a superpower in the modern world. It helps you navigate life's decisions with confidence and clarity. Think about all the times you sign up for a phone plan, rent an apartment, or even click "I agree" on a website. Each of these moments is you entering into a contract whether you realize it or not. Knowing what to look for in these agreements helps you ask the right questions and avoid surprises down the road. Ask yourself, what exactly am I getting? What are my responsibilities? What happens if I want to cancel or something goes wrong? These questions put you in control. By understanding contracts, you become an informed, active participant in your own life, not just a passive bystander. Contracts are everywhere, from your morning coffee to the keys to your new apartment. They shape our daily experiences, big and small. Knowing the basics of contracts protects you from misunderstandings and helps you make smarter choices. And ultimately, it gives you the power and control to shape your own future, one agreement at a time. What if someone causes harm without a contract? That's where tort law comes in. A tort is a civil wrong, like carelessness, that causes harm. The most common tort is negligence. Negligence isn't about intent, it's about being careless. To prove negligence, you need to show duty of care, breach of that duty, causation, and actual harm. Example, a driver texting and causing an accident, or a store ignoring a spill, leading to a customer's injury. Businesses have a duty to keep things safe. Understanding duty and care helps you know your responsibilities, and your rights if you're harmed. Tort law isn't just about blame, it's about making things right. It's everywhere, not just in courtrooms. Knowing this helps you navigate life safely. Let's talk about your rights, your built-in superpowers. The Bill of Rights protects freedoms like speech, religion, and privacy. The First Amendment lets you speak your mind and practice any religion. The Fourth Amendment protects your privacy from unreasonable searches. If accused of a crime, you have the right to remain silent, a fair trial, and a lawyer. These rights ensure fairness and protect you from government overreach. Knowing your rights lets you use them. They're not just words, they're shields. And everyone should know them. How does legal knowledge help you daily? In more ways than you think. When you buy something, you have rights, like the product working as promised. If it doesn't, you can return it, not just as a customer, but as someone asserting a legal right. At work, laws protect your pay, safety, and against discrimination. Online, those terms and conditions are contracts. Knowing what to look for gives you control. Understanding your lease helps you avoid disputes with your landlord. Legal knowledge reduces stress and prevents problems. It helps you make better decisions and protect yourself. You become an informed consumer, employee, and citizen. Law is a practical life skill. It's about confidence, not confusion, and it's for everyone. We've covered a lot. Law as rules, contracts, torts, and your rights. This is just the beginning of your journey to understanding the world in a new way. Legal knowledge gives you confidence to read documents, ask questions, and know your rights. It's not about confrontation, it's about being prepared and fair. In a complicated world, understanding the rules gives you control, and you're not alone. Simple Law Academy is here to guide you. Our courses are practical, engaging, and focused on what you need. We're building a community of empowered people. This is your invitation: trade confusion for clarity, fear for confidence. Explore our courses, ask questions, and start your journey. Understanding the law is a right, not a privilege. It's a powerful tool for everyone. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started.